points expressed in this program. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Know the Facts. I have a bunch of articles I'd like to read tonight, and I found out a lot of stuff lately, and I keep finding out. I don't know who giving people my phone number, but they're not nasty calls. They're very educational calls, but very, very smart people. Anywho, the last two shows I tried to tell you about vitamins, about the good about the good thing taking vitamins. It's that extra healing because of the vites help the with going on. Plus, taking your meds to get a quicker relief from being sick. There's nothing like there's nothing like there's nothing like there's nothing like taking a good vitamin, but a lot of people still say they're no good. Well, I'm a firm believer. I've been taking vitamins for 41 years, and I'll tell you, this is coming from a surgeon's mouth, I'm telling you. He says, if I didn't take my vitamins along with the medicine, I wouldn't be here today. That's good news for you people, huh? I hear you clapping in the background. That's great, that's great. So there's nothing actually wrong with them that I can see. Actually, it's a benefit to you. In England, about 20 years ago, they cured 16 people with vitamin C crystals. It wasn't in a paper or anything because they didn't want to put it in a paper. It was a revolutionary new thing, and hey, if it worked, it worked. It's beautiful. Vitamins will help quiet down breathing, headaches, and different sicknesses that you know about now. But even if you want to bring it to the front, it'll even cure cancer. Got good treatment care in place. Go to a good nutrition store. They will tell you that vitamins can help and help your sickness with vitamins and a good eating regimen. I'm not saying you have to eat. You have to gain 89 pounds. I'm not saying that, but the vitamins will help you quite a bit, quite a bit, and it will help you get rid of your cold. You can take and help retrieve your mid problem. The vitamins never make a issue because if your body has had enough, and that's the goal, to make you a better person. If you have to take one or two a day, they never hurt you. There are some doctors out there, and I was very, very fortunate to have a bunch of them. I didn't know they were big nutritional hitters. Anyway, good vitamins with some doctors. I'll ask him if you're taking vitamins. That's great. Then he'll tell you what's good about them. In your case of what you're sick of. I am not saying medicine is not safe, but vitamins, along with your medication, can bring a abrupt in healing when you have it. Don't say I am full of baloney, but when doctors tell you it helps, yeah. 18 people can tell you it works, and 18 people can tell you to stuff it. When doctors tell you it helps with CQ10, is very good for the heart. And that in the thing thing about the CQ10 being good. It creates a like a how can I say this to come out right? It creates a boundary around your heart, so your heart stays good. It's very, very good for you. Ask any heart doctor. Don't say I'm full of baloney, but when the doctors tell you it helps, CQ10 is very good for the heart. CQ10 is a gift from God. Yogurt is excellent for the stomach problems. Taking every day is a great thing. Great solution for a cure. For the simple reason, the vitamin gets in your yoga gets in your system, and yoga can do quite a bit of good things for your system. Yogurt is excellent for the stomach problems. Taking every day is a great solution for a cure. Try those products and you will see a big difference. You will see it work right away. That I know for a fact. Even doctors confirm that helps you and has the excellent results he's looking for. When you get a cold or a virus, please try them. It's getting better every day. When you feel bad, your whole family suffers. It's not their fault, along with the way, but you have to keep up the regimen. It's not a challenge, but it's a way to feel better. Quite often, it's easy to say, take these pills for a week, but a week goes by, and more pills have to be taken. But take pills from the earth and get ready getting ready for really better for you for again a long time. The older you get, it gets tougher. To get feeling better, big fancy elephant pills are no good, because the pill itself, the stomach. Some of the elderly people have a real sore stomach, and it gets to them. Not, I don't want to say rough, but their system can't handle a big vitamin. Like for instance, a 500 milligram, whatever. You should start off with a light vitamin. You'll have the milligrams come down to like 50 or 10, and then in 3 weeks or for every month, take more and more and more, but not keep those with you. Take the smaller doses, like 25 and 10 they got down today. I bet you they got the 10 for the elderly people. But a way to feel better quite often. It's a way to feel better quite often. It's easy to say, take these pills for a week, but a week goes by and more pills, but you take more pills. But take pills from the earth and get really ready better quicker for a long time. The older you get, it gets tougher to get to feel better. Big fancy elephant pills. Certain people can take them because they tear up your stomach, and then you can end up with diarrhea and all kinds of stupid things you got to go through. Can't sleep, can't eat, can't not do nothing. A million surprises take extra med pills. It is not the answer. Go to a good nutritionist. Find a store. There's nutritional stores all over the place, and now I hear they're covered by insurance. It's about time if that's true. Go to a good natural vitamin food store is a place to go. Even if you just go once, the people in the store will help you with anything and everything. You going to say that that's too expensive? Your health is not too expensive. If you want to feel better, you feel better. And the best part is you'll have these vitamins, and it wouldn't hurt to take them once a day in the morning or whatever. Then you won't get a cold. You're going to say that too. Expenses. The small, medium, large bottle of pills that explain the benefits of the products, they all work great, but the man working at behind the counter can explain the benefits to you. Plus, they have little booklets that you can read. It tells you the absolute truth about the vitamin. And you'll be surprised who's manufacturing vitamins now. Not natural vitamins are no good, like Centrum and all the other stuff, because they fill them with binders, a binder compound to make them look bigger. You should start off with a small regimen and then go expand yourself to a bigger regimen that you're going to do. I found a great article about water, a wake-up call on water quality. 1/4 of Americans drink water from the systems that don't meet safety laws. All of us together, we can change that. When my young daughter says she's thirsty, I took it for granted that the water from our kitchen tap is clean and safe. That's what most Americans assume, but should we? If you don't come to Shrewsbury, you're all set. As we mark World Water Day on March 22nd, the disturbing truth is that roughly 250,000 drink from water systems that violate safe drinking laws. Violations range from properly test water to allow dangerous levels of lead or arsenic, and occur everywhere in the rural communities and big cities in red states and blue states. You can assure yourself of picks and this other one. They have those attachments you attach to your kitchen faucet, and it's got a filter cartridge in there you take out once a month. Wait till you see what's in that cartridge, you'll puke. And you're drinking it every day. That's nice. Across the country, water systems are old, badly maintained, and in dire need of modernization. From lead system lines in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and Newark, New Jersey, to silt and debris in water. Maria created a full-blown humanitarian crisis. People have had no choice to get their drinking water. From toxic sources in scores, they ended up in an emergency room with gastrointestinal illness, even now more than a year after the storm. Puerto Ricans, and more than a year after the storm, Puerto Ricans are still want to boil their water. I saw something on TV late last night, and being what they are, who cares? They're human beings. All nationalities have a good and bad in each one. As climate change increases the intensity and duration of hurricane systems, Puerto Rico will likely find itself even in more dire straits. That find itself even more dire straits. Again, they printed it twice. That means we need to invest significant resources now in the island's water and power infrastructure, which remains fragile at best. So far, U.S. leaders have approved only a small fraction of what Puerto Rico needs to protect itself. By shortchanging this American island, we are determined it is too much more climate-related destruction and an ongoing water crisis, and many other vulnerable countries are in the same fix. So who's ever in charge of the water, they've got a good excuse. They're going to say, oh yeah, it's the condition of the water because of the storm. It's the condition of the water when a guy picks his teeth with a toothpick. It's conditional because the sun ain't out today. They'll come up with 8,000 reasons. Well, they're wrong. They're wrong. That's the funny part. So far, U.S. leaders have approved only a small fraction of what Puerto Rico needs to protect itself. By shortchanging this American system, we are determining to more climate-related destruction and ongoing water crisis. There are other vulnerable communities in the same fix across America. The first step in securing clean drinking water is better information. In 2016, New York became the first state in the country to require school districts to test water sources for lead. They doing it here? I'm sure some of you idiots are watching the show. Are you doing it here? You're testing the water once a month? Yeah, sure. So far, U.S. leaders has approved a small fraction of what Puerto Rico needs to protect itself by shortchanging the American island. This American island. We are deeming it more climate-related destruction and ongoing water crisis, and many other vulnerable communities are the same fix. The first step in secure clean water is the better information. In 2016, New York became the first state in the country to require school districts to test drinking water for lead, something the Safe Drinking Water Act fails to do. New York looked at the data on the drinking water from New York State public schools. Our analysis showed that 82% of public schools in New York had one or more taps that exceeded the state's lead action level. And as you might expect, the problem was worse in lower income schools. New York already is one of 10 states, along with District of Columbia, to require universal lead blood tests for age 3. Now, we have a water superintendent, and he spent thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars to test the water. Well, this seems to be a real ready to go thing. Test the water in the schools. Why don't you do that? Or somebody's going to tell you to do it? That's crazy. That's crazy. Lead makes headlines because it's not the half of it. The more we look for pollution, the more we'll find. And at least the contaminants is long. Coliform bacteria now in near dairy farms in Wisconsin, nitrates for fertilization, lead, mercury, uranium, and is in fracking fluid in places like Ohio, Oklahoma, Pennsylvania, North Dakota. Toxic chemicals such as those in Teflon that are so ambiguous, they find in the blood 98% of people in the United States and nearly every country in the world. For more of this, see if you can get a book from this organization. They call it PEAS. Chemicals most of us carry. On previous page, we'll see. Lead makes headlines, but it's not the half of it. The more we look for pollution the more we'll find, and the list of contaminants will be long. The problem may feel overwhelming, but together we can solve it. We need to start with basics, like replacing lead pipes, fixing deteriorating mains, that we can modernize our aging water. Sure, you can come down and have a plumber change your pipes, because the only thing the town can do is change your water pipe up to the line where it hits the sidewalk, and the homeowner has to change from his house to the sidewalk. And they charge too. They really charge. The problem may feel overwhelming, but we can solve it. We just need to start the basics, like replacing lead pipes and fixing deteriorating mains. Then we can modernize our aging water infrastructure with more filtration or treatment, processes to better purify wastewater, but it enters the drinking water system. All right, if you put some kind of filtering device on the water mains coming into your house, who's going to change them? Who's going to change them? That's going to require a water filter as big as a 5-gallon pail, and who is going to change that filter? Yeah, that's what I want to know. We can modernize our aging water infrastructure with more filtration and treatment process to better purify wastewater, but it enters the drinking water. Before it enters the drinking water, we need to go with regular pollutants, strengthen protections for drinking water, and improving testing. As a bonus, we can do all of these things and create a good paying new jobs communities throughout the country. It all begins when insisting the clean water not to be treated as a partisan issue. No matter how you voted in the past 2 elections, you didn't vote for contaminated water. That's for sure they didn't. So together we need to hold government officials to account at all levels. We can start with leaders in Washington, and in my estimation, are trying to shrink government's role in protecting water public health. Right, they are. In 1970, millions of Americans rose up and demanded stronger environmental and public health protection, and won them. Nearly 50 years later, we need to rise up again. This is where we come in. You can join the many people taking to the streets to march for a clean environment. You can read up on water issues in your community. Then attend town hall meetings. You can call your representatives and tell them that water quality matters to you and your family. Your voice is exactly what's required to defend and make out our right to this town. This town is 1 in a million. They wouldn't care if it's wrong or right for the next 100 years. We had a water superintendent spending thousands on these companies that test water and the meters and all this crap and blah, 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 blah. What good did that do when they didn't even test at least, if a street has 12 houses, test at least 8 of them and see what happens. That's all you can do. And somebody's fooling around with the light switch. It's a very serious issue, especially with younger children and elderly. Younger children could get sick, and the elderly, it could, whatever the composition of the water is at that time, it could stop their kidneys from functioning, their liver, their stomach. They could even die from it. So I'm just putting the word out there. If anybody cares, fine. If no one cares, don't care. Don't care. You hold your grandson because he was just born, your granddaughter, and you say, "Oh, how beautiful, how beautiful, how beautiful." Yeah. What's going to happen when water starts getting in their system? Crappy water. What's going to happen? Their skin's going to shrivel. They can't eat. They can't drink. Their eyes get crazy. They can't hear, and their skin starts to get not scaly, but there's another word, I can't think of it. Really bad. Eyesight gets less. That's why you see these little kids with eyeglasses. Oh yeah, you're gonna say they need them because of the school. Well, what the hell's the school got to do with bringing up your children? Nothing. The way this superintendent acts. Jesus. And I heard through the grapevine he's getting another raise from the Prop 2.5 money. He should get no raise at all. What's he do? Nothing. Nothing at all. He sits behind that desk and puts a 2x4 under his head because it's so heavy. He puts it under his chin so he don't smack his face on a table. He's another yo-yo. And he don't need to get that money. What the hell's the assistant superintendent do? Write 2468 all day long. I know he's with finance, but he don't have to do what he does either. So there's a lot of change that has to come in this town. A lot of change. And this in this issue about going, you've got a major project, and you gotta go before the finance committee. What the hell you have to go before them for? Why? To okay money? Never heard such a stupid thing in my life. I mean, really stupid. Go before them for money. It's everyone's town, not their money. It's everyone's town. Get that through your head. Jesus. Well, anyway, thank you for watching, and I'll see you again on Know the Facts.